Zac Efron never would have sung if it weren't for the flu. I'm not even kidding.
Soarin to tower. We are ready for takeoff.
On a fateful day in 2002, viewers of the hit Disney Channel show, Even Stevens, tuned into the episode Influenza, where Ren Stevens goes to school with the flu and starts hallucinating everybody breaking into song. Despite Disney's hesitation at making a musical episode, since they couldn't see it being, quote, successful at all, it was. Combined with the success of their first ever musical movie, The Cheetah Girls, and the musical episode of That's So Raven, Disney was able to say yes when pitched Romeo and Juliet, but in high school, and it's a musical. Side note, IMDb says that this idea originally started as a concept for Grease 3 with the kids of the original characters, until it was shelved and eventually retooled. Whether that's true or not, it eventually became High School Musical, a movie that 7.7 million people watched when it first premiered, a record high for Disney Channel at the time. Its sequel the next year got 18.6 million viewers, breaking the Disney Channel record again and becoming the most watched thing on cable ever. When it came time for the third installment, it went to theaters instead of to Disney Channel, and made $252 million, cementing High School Musical as a pop culture phenomenon and leading to a series based on it in 2019, which is quite the show. I'm not here to talk about any of that, though. Maybe some other time. I'm here to figure out which of the three movies is the best, according to science. To do so, I've decided on 4 different categories: story, music, writing, and visual look, and we'll be giving each film a score in each category, and then adding up those scores at the end to crown a winner. First up, story, for a possible 10 points. The story of the High School Musical movies aren't that deep, and they're all pretty similar, but they have some key differences that add up. The first one is basically just Romeo and Juliet, but instead of 2 feuding families, it's 2 rival cliques, something that in all my years of high school, I never saw. At least, not like this. Troy leads the basketball team, and Gabriella is smart. Sharpay and Ryan are theater kids, and nobody can do anything else. So, when Gabriella and Troy audition for the musical, everybody loses their minds. Until eventually, they realize that they should be more supportive, and Gabriella and Troy get the lead roles, which everyone likes now, even Sharpay and Ryan, who actively worked to get them disqualified from auditioning in the first place. And spoilers, by the way, for everything. This feels like a Disney Channel original movie, where nothing really makes sense. It could definitely all be resolved by some talking, like Troy telling his friends he wants to sing, and his friends being, good friends. Gabriella telling Taylor that she doesn't want to join the academic decathlon team, or even Kelsey telling Miss Darvis, "Hey, Gabriella and Troy are at other school functions in the building right now. They'll be here soon." Every character is pretty one-note, basketball and nice, theater and mean. And the motivations are paper thin. Despite that, it's still a lot of fun. It's harmless, and I can appreciate a good bow being put on everything at the end. 5 points. High School Musical 2 is a completely different story. In this adventure, the East High gang all get jobs at the country club that Sharpay and Ryan's parents own, and they complain about having to work. Meanwhile, Sharpay, in an effort to get Troy's attention, despite the fact that he has a girlfriend, is giving him better jobs, scholarship opportunities, and even chances to play basketball with a college team. The fact that Troy puts his focus on these things instead of his friends causes them all to be mad at him, but he apologizes, and they all sing in a talent show that the club's putting on. This is perhaps even more Disney Channel original movie, and the core conflict of Troy ignoring his friends and Gabriella for Sharpay could have been easily solved if he just told them, "Hey, I care about you, and I care about my future, and I'm trying to balance them both," and if he worked a little harder to make time for his friends. And if Sharpay wasn't obsessed with Troy. Like, you're holding hands with Zeke, leave Troy alone. However, this thin plot does allow for a deeper dive into our characters. Everyone is a real person now, except for Sharpay and Gabriella, who are both entirely defined by Troy, and theater in Sharpay's case. And we get to see different people interact and explore further who everyone is, which I think is pretty cool. Plus, Ryan gets more screen time now, which I'm always a fan of. Even though it can be a little frustrating when nobody actually communicates, this is a strong character study, and it feels like a big summer movie. 6 points. High School Musical 3 follows 2 main plot lines. In one, Gabriella convinces the franchise's major characters to all perform in their final high school show, and they work to put that together. In the other, all the characters ponder the rest of their year and what the future might hold for their relationships outside East High. I don't love the new characters, but I do like that Ryan has even more screen time, and Chad and Taylor's thing is cute, and a good balance to the dysfunction that is Troy and Gabriella. It feels very sentimental, and gives a strong goodbye to the characters and all the growth and experiences that they've been through. 7 points. This is a weighted scale. All in all, High School Musical 1 has 5 points, High School Musical 2 has 6 points, and High School Musical 3 has 7 points. Next up, music. I have here the music of all 3 High School Musical movies in 5 tiers to rank them in. From valedictorian, What I'm Looking For, You Did It, You Graduated, Detention, and all the way to Expulsion. First up is A Night to Remember from High School Musical 3. This song is amazing. It's catchy, the lyrics are hilarious. I don't really like that none of the guys want to go to prom at first, but I do like that once they pick up their dates, they're all like really excited about it. That makes me happy. I know that the choreography isn't like part of this ranking, but it's so good because the song is so good. This is definitely what I'm looking for. Okay, we're all in this together. Graduation mix. This is the version of the song from the first movie they sing during the graduation scene of the third movie, but not the actual graduation, the graduation scene in the show they're putting on in the movie. It's really good. I never actually heard it before. I didn't know it was like a track on the album, but I listened to it to prepare this video, and it's really good. It's definitely what I'm looking for. It might be valedictorian, but I don't think I can put it there yet. I might have to do some rearranging afterwards, but I think for now it's what I'm looking for. Okay, All for One. This is the finale song from High School Musical 2. This is so good. This is really, they're all so good so far. Are they all going to be what I'm looking for? That'd be a really uninteresting tier list. It might be though. I mean, I think it's catchy. I love the back and forth. It's similar to A Night to Remember, but some of the back and forth and the group and the solo, and it's really good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put that in what I'm looking for. The third song in a row. Nice. Okay, bet on it. I mean, not to be, boring, but I think it also has to go in what I'm looking for because it's just, it's really good. It's really good. It's a little cheesy, but I kind of love that. I think it's okay. I'm trying to find a way to put some songs below what I'm looking for, and I think that this song, no, this is what I'm looking for. Bop to the Top. Okay, so Bop to the Top is a bop, obviously, but I will say the opening is a little bit yeah, also this isn't the song's fault, but the way they put it in the movie, they break it up, but not in a musical way. Like I was in the stage version of this movie, and on stage what they do is the entire scene is Bop to the Top, and so there are some parts of it where Sharpay and Ryan are singing the song, and then they cut back to the basketball game and the academic decathlon. But when they do that, Sharpay and Ryan stop singing, but the backing music is still the instrumental to Bop to the Top, so the entire thing is the musical number. And in the movie, they cut back and forth between the musical number, Bop to the Top, and a generic piece of music. I mean, it's a good piece of music, but it feels kind of disjointed, so I think I'm going to put that in You Did It, You Graduated, because it did. It's a good song, but I think that there were a few things that bring it down. Also, I'm really looking for a reason to put anything below what I'm looking for, so I'm going to use this excuse. I just want to be with you. Okay, this... I don't think I can reasonably say this goes anywhere other than what I'm looking for, because, first of all, I love that it starts with Kelsey and Ryan. I love the... It's not in the soundtrack recording, but it's in the movie, so I'm going to count it. The part where he's talking to Kelsey, and she says that she isn't going to prom because she has to work on the show, and he's like, great, I'll pick you up at 8. And then he does the slide up on I look like a nerd, I am a nerd, it's fine. The slides up on the keys, and the key change is through the piano, and then it cuts to the auditorium, and Troy and Gabriella are singing it, and it's really cool, and it feels like theater, and I like theater, obviously. Yeah, okay, Breaking Free. Breaking Free is a really good song, but is it as good as the other songs I've been putting up there? I think that it's better than Bop to the Top. I think that I'm cutting around a lot of silences. I just sit here thinking. This is a hard one. I don't know why, but it is. I think it's probably what I'm looking for. No. I think it's probably Graduated, because it's a good song. I think if it comes on in the movie, I'm going to be excited, but I don't think if I had to just choose one song, it'd be this one. So I think it's going to go in Graduated. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, Can I Have This Dance? That's from High School Musical 3. They're on the roof, they're waltzing, it starts raining out of nowhere. I watched Hannah Bales, is a vocal coach on YouTube, reacted to this movie, and she pointed out that a lot of these songs sound like they're at the chorus first. I'll just play the clip.
The songwriters wrote the chorus. They were like, it's like catching lightning. Ooh, that's good, that's good. Write that down, write that down. And then they're like, okay, well now we got the chorus, let's just, get into it as soon as possible. Because there that chorus was, just a little bit out of place.
And yeah, this song definitely, it does sound a little bit like they wrote around it, but it's really good though. This is harder than it has any right to be. Okay, this is a good song, but I don't think it's as good as some of the other songs in this movie. So I think I'm gonna go with Graduated, because I need to put something in there. Fabulous. High School Musical 2, I think this is this is the second one from High School Musical 2. Sharpay's signature song. I do love that in the rest of High School Musical 2, and even in High School Musical 3, that and a little bit in Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, that becomes her musical motif instrumentally that they use to represent when she comes in, which is cool. This is a really good song. I don't love some of the vocal doubling they do on her. They have multiple. They do that a lot though, but they have the actress singing, and then they have another track of her singing on top of it. Sometimes it's a riff, sometimes it's just a harmony, but I don't like it. Yeah, it's what I'm looking for. That has to be. Get your head in the game. I like this song. This is a good song. It's a little bit repetitive in the main part, but I do love they have the more introspective sections. They have the energy flow. So I feel like this is what I'm looking for no particular reason. I think this is a song that I don't think I like that much, and then I put it on and I do. So yeah, When There Was Me and You, Gabriella's big song from High School Musical 1. I think it graduated. It's a good song, but I don't think there's anything that extraordinary about it. So yeah, graduated. High School Musical, the song from High School Musical 3, the movie. It's the final song. It's perfect. Is it actually perfect though? Does it belong in valedictorian? I think for now it goes in what I'm looking for. We'll see if it gets up to valedictorian later. Every Day from High School Musical 2, this goes in what I'm looking for. It's a good song. It's a better than good song as far as going in what I'm looking for. It's not valedictorian, but it's better than graduated. So yeah, pretty easy one. I Want It All from High School Musical 3 is our very first valedictorian. Yes, part of it is because of the visual style of it all, which I know is technically cheating, but the song is also one of my favorites. The way it goes between different different vignettes they have there, like musically, the melody, Ryan's high note there, I can't play it, but Ryan's high note, if you know, it's very good. Yeah, valedictorian. Okay, High School Musical 2's I Don't Dance. I love the classic Broadway style sound mixed with a more contemporary beat, probably mixing Ryan and Chad's music tastes. I love the back and forth. The lyrics are great. It's a really fun number. I think this is very easily what I'm looking for. Man, what I'm looking for is growing. Unfortunately, what I'm looking for is not going to go in what I'm looking for. The song from High School Musical 1, this is the version sung by Troy and Gabriella at the piano with Kelsey. It's good, but it's only fine. So I think it's not as good as Pop at the Top is, but it's not detention. It's not a bad song. It's not even a song I don't like. It's not one I'm gonna skip or anything. Right? No, it's not. It's graduated. It's a nice song. I don't like it as much, but I do like it. So yeah. Okay. Gotta go my own way. High School Musical 2. This is just like When There Was Me and You from the first one, but different. And Troy has a little bit of a singing cameo in there. This song, it upsets me because it's dumb. Like, just talk to him. He's trying to go to college, but also he's not being very nice to you. So, but why are you singing this song? It's good. Musically, it's good. This is graduated. It's on the low end. Well, I don't know. I'm very indecisive. It's graduated. Let's just leave it at that. This is Now or Never from High School Musical 3. This is the opening song. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a really good opener, but I don't think it's better than other songs in that movie. So I think it's got to go in graduated, just because given the context, it's adequate. It's good. It's not detention, because detention is probably something I would skip past. Expulsion is terrible. Detention is something I don't really want to listen to, but I will if I have to. Graduated is good. I'm happy when it comes on, even if it may not be the first thing I put on my playlist if I have to choose. Here right now from High School Musical 3. This is a good song. It reminds me a lot of Can I Have This Dance? I routinely confuse them. I think it's about the same level of quality, so it's also going to go in Graduated. I have 2 tiers that I'm using, much more than any of the other ones. Not sure I like that. Okay, Senior Year Spring Musical. This is the medley of songs that they are performing in the musical. It's just a medley of songs you've already heard. There's nothing new. There are a few different versions of songs. Like A Night to Remember is no longer a big prom number. No, it's a solo Chopin number, which I don't understand, but the Big I Want It All number is a solo Ryan number, which I don't think is as good, but it's still good. I will say that they reprise All I Want to Do Is Be With You. I don't remember what the name of the song is. And this time it has the full chorus at the end, which is nice. I like that. I think without that, it would just be Attention, because it's the same songs you've already heard, but in different versions. That I don't think it was good. Although I do like the idea, I like the feeling of seeing a show. I like the ending, so it's either going to be low, Graduated, or Detention. I don't think it deserves Detention. Honestly, I think it would be Detention if it weren't for the end. I think that knocks it up to Graduated. Okay, start of something new. The first song in all of High School Musical, they're singing at the karaoke place at the New Year's party at the kids club, the young adults club. It's a good song. It feels very... Well, it feels like what I expected out of a Disney Channel original movie, and I don't think it's as good as some of the other songs in that movie, but... I do like it. I think it's Graduated. I don't think it deserves Detention. I'm not gonna put anything in Detention or Expulsion, am I? Stick to the status quo. Amazing. Iconic. Very musical theater. And not in a good way. It's kind of cheesy, but also I kind of like that it's cheesy. I think this is a lot like a Jet in the Game, where I think I'm not gonna like it, but because it's so... It's iconic, but I mean it's played so much more often, so it feels kind of tired. But then I listen to it, oh, this is really good. I think this one is what I'm looking for. I think this exceeds everything. It's very well written, all the back and forth, all the verses. It's very clever. The boys are back. Okay, this is from High School Musical 3. This is a song, and in the movie there are vignettes and different things they're doing that break it up so it doesn't feel as repetitive. In the album, there's not. But also, I don't think I mind that. I'm not bored when I listen to the song. So do I think it's as well written? No. But I enjoy it. So are we ranking them based on how much I enjoy them or how good they are objectively? This is a fundamental question about my study here. I think this has to be subjective because I'm doing it subjectively anyway. But I think subjectively it's Graduated. Walk Away is the 3rd edition of Gabriella's solo song about how her relationship with Troy isn't working out. This one really is by herself again, as she's leaving to go to college. The song is really good. I was actually watching the movie last night to prepare for this video, and it starts differently in the movie. But on the album, they wrote a different intro for the album. It's really good. I think it's just Graduated though. We're all in this together. Which is interesting because I put the graduation version of that in what I'm looking for. So do I think that the original version is as good? Yeah, I think it is. So it's also what I'm looking for. What time is it? The opening song from High School Musical 2. This is really good. This is a high energy song. Makes me happy. It is funny to hear how high schoolers think about summer. There's a line, no more waking up at 6 a.m. and we can sleep all day or something like that. That's not the actual line, but I think it's funny because that's exactly what high schoolers think about summer. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I don't think it's valedictorian, because that's a very specific kind of... I don't want to seek the song out. I don't think I normally do. So I think it's just what I'm looking for. Now, what I've been looking for, but Ryan and Sharpay's version, the overly pop-ified, musical theater-y performance. I think It's probably what I'm looking for. Well, I think it's graduated. Because it's good, but I don't think I would just put it on its own. Work this out, High School Musical 2. This is where they all complain about having to work, and Troy's like, hey, we can work, it's fine. There's some percussion on kitchen devices, which is cool. The back and forth is cool. I think that this is what I'm looking for. Scream from High School Musical 3 is valedictorian in every way. I love the instrumental backing. I love the emotion. I love how theatery it is. I love just the song. This is valedictorian. Okay, You Are the Music in Me, but Sharpay's version. This is the version that Troy has to sing. It's overly popified. The song isn't that good on its own. I think it's kind of saved by Troy being so confused and like still performing but being very confused. Although that's not the song, that's his performance. The song he's just performing. It's graduated. Last but not least, You Are the Music in Me, the normal version. This is great. This is what I'm looking for. I like it. To turn these rankings into scores, I'm giving each song a different number of points based on which row it's in. Valedictorian gets 4, What I'm Looking For gets 3, Graduated gets 2, Detention gets 1, and there are no points for Expulsion. Although I didn't ever use those last two categories, so there's that. 21, 28, and 32 points respectively. When added to the story points, High School Musical 1 has 26 points, High School Musical 2 has 34 points, and High School Musical 3 has 39 points. Next up, writing, for a possible 10 points. This is a category for all the non-singing that the characters do. The fact that Troy didn't want his friends to know that he sang is his story choice. The line, it was cool, but you know my friends, it's not what I do. I was like a different person, is writing. The first High School Musical relies on realistic situations where the extremes are even more extreme. Like in the auditions. The scene is very normal, except for the fact that the people auditioning are either laughably bad or a fully choreographed number. Despite this, it feels very realistic, which makes the more interpretive musical numbers feel a little bit out of place. Additionally, these lines have no subtext. Everyone just says whatever they're thinking, making every emotional line super intense and very direct. Add that to the awkward lines this movie has, like Troy and Gabriella's
I don't believe it. Oh, me neither.
Chad responding to Troy calling Sharpay cute by saying,
So is a mountain lion. Don't pet it.
Troy's,
That girl is named Gabriella. She's very nice.
and my personal favorite,
We were jerks. No, we were worse than jerks because we were mean jerks.
what does that even mean? Overall, writing is not this movie's strong suit, but it's still charming and has its moments. 3 points. High School Musical 2 takes that tone and heightens it, imbuing the lines with a campy, intentionally cheesy energy that I think really works. Everyone's self-aware and can make jokes about their past and personality, but they're still very direct and intense. There's a little more subtext, but Troy's,
I'm more interested about what my friends think of me and what I think of myself.
combined with the fact that they still rely on the wild catch of the openly talented people trope, brings it down a little. It's balanced a little bit by the fact that the emotional lines actually hit a little harder this time, though. 5 points. And High School Musical 3. The tone of these lines has shifted completely. Now everyone is so serious all the time. We're back to realism, but done properly this time. Now the only awkward lines are from awkward characters. Everyone talks about how they feel openly, but in a way that feels realistically guarded. While they do lean a lot on the Our Lives Are Over concept for a franchise that's last movie had a song all about being young, that's pretty realistic for a senior year of high school. The fact that this is the third installment in the series allows for a more solidified dynamic between all the characters that mean that the emotional lines are more thoughtful and even more impactful. The humor is drier and more observational, and they lean more into the non-verbal acting instead of the more expository lines, which is a plus. This feels like a theatrical movie in all the best ways. Plus, it has the line,
Yo, it's lunchtime!
which is only funny because I knew people in high school that definitely said things like that. Overall, the writing isn't perfect, but it's definitely a step up. 7 points. Checking our point total, High School Musical 1 has 29 points, High School Musical 2 has 39 points, and High School Musical 3 has 46 points. Now on to the last category, visual look, for a possible 10 points. This is a category that includes choreography, costumes, color grading, cinematography, anything you see. Yes, I know that these all probably deserve their own categories, but I don't have enough to say about any of them, so I'm combining them. The first High School Musical movie is firmly rooted in the look of the early 2000s that it was made in, but with a commitment to looking like this film wasn't designed. From the color grading, to the wardrobe, to the locations, everything looks distinctive and good, but also very natural. Because of this, the musical numbers that are choreographed, which isn't all of them, at least not in a distinctive way, seem very jarring and out of place. Additionally, the editing feels almost documentary-like, with its use of montages, captions, and constant fade-outs, which were, I assume, to facilitate commercial breaks. Overall, nothing outstanding to note, but nothing bad to note either. 5 points. High School Musical 2 opens with some shots of an empty East High, signaling both that it knows its place in pop culture, and that it's trying to walk the tightrope of balancing the original film style with the new vibrancy and campiness that the original didn't have. It does this pretty well. The color grading is very saturated and mixes cool interiors that feel grounded with warmer and more vibrant exteriors. And everyone's outfits still match their personalities, while being more specific to give them a clearer style. They take more chances in this film than in the original, showing us how the characters are feeling about the plot points, rather than just showing us the plot points themselves. Because the suspension of disbelief is higher, and they're leaning into the theatrics visually, the musical numbers feel more integrated into the piece. And I actually prefer the choreography of this movie. It's more complex, and how there are multiple groups of people all doing different things. Add to that the more dynamic shots, and I think this is definitely a visual step up. 7 points. And finally, High School Musical 3 makes the most of its increased budget and gives everything a more distinctive look. The color grading is vibrant and full of contrast with cool tones in the shadows. They use more shaped lighting, more dynamic shots. Even simple shots have more emotion in them. Despite this, each location still has a unique look. The locker room looks very different from the stage. The costumes, too, all look much more modern and toned down, while still being indicative of who these characters are. The most obvious change, though, is that this movie fully leans into showing us how the characters feel instead of what's happening. If any of this movie were real, it would mean that reality was crumbling around you. I mean, you ask your girlfriend to prom in the cafeteria, and suddenly you're on stage to prep for prom? Your childhood treehouse starts spinning, and the roof opens up, and let us not forget, I Want It All. Now, I don't know if they recreated the cafeteria in a soundstage, or if they did all of this on location, but they made this one room into so many different sets with huge set pieces and lighting rigs and everything. It's amazing! This whole movie leans into the theatrics, with every number having choreography that's pretty complex and works with the camera moves to frame every shot cinematically. In my opinion, a huge step up, hindered only by the fact that it gets a little confusing about what's real and what's part of the show. Like, the basketball game is real, but then it's part of the show? And seemingly the opposite with prom prep. Despite that, I'm very impressed. 9 points. So, the moment we've all been waiting for. Coming in third place, High School Musical 1 with 34 points. Second place goes to High School Musical 2 with 46 points. Which means that our big winner with 55 points is High School Musical 3. Now, I should say, High School Musical 3 may be the best, but I still love all of them. I will, about once every other month, decide to just binge all 3 movies, and sometimes all 4 seasons of the series. I mentioned that these movies feel like Disney Channel movies. They're not that good, but I still love all of them. The characters that we went on this journey with, the music that gets stuck in my head, even the emotions they always make me feel. I grew up with these movies. The stage adaptation of the first one was, ironically, my first High School Musical. It mirrors a lot of the same feelings that I had, and still have, when I was in middle and high school. Not everything needs to be an artistic triumph. Some things can just be going on a journey with some regular people who get to sing all the time.
Here's the deal. No one sings at college.
And they don't. But maybe the fact that these people get to creates something special. Something that has lasted all this time and still holds so much nostalgia and feeling for so many people. Something that convinced me to drop everything I was working on to make this video, just because I wanted to talk about it. I guess I have to thank friend Stevens for getting the flu. Without it, we wouldn't have any of this. Until next time, be sure to gather all your belongings and exit to the left.